Hi, my name is Enrique, and thanks for joining me today. And today we're going to talk about life insurance and accidental death benefit. Well, here at Empower Brokerage, we have a myriad of products and solutions for our agents and for our clients. And one of those happens to be accidental death benefit coverage. So a couple ways to get this. One would be that if you get a standalone policy, so typically those are easy to apply for, easy to get. Most are guaranteed issued, meaning that even on your health, how you answer the questions on the application, more than likely you'll get the coverage with a accidental death policy. Now, the other option would be if you apply for a life insurance policy. Any one of these policies could be either a term or universal, whole life, IUL. Many of our carriers offer what's called a rider, and that's sort of an attachment, if you will, to the policy itself. So there could be a accidental death coverage rider to that second scenario I just mentioned. Sometimes the rider itself is a standalone amount that you can apply for, and say, for example, it's a $100,000 life insurance policy, and you want additional coverage of, let's say, $500,000 accidental death, you can add that rider as an example. There's other situations where it's already part of the policy itself. You don't need to select it. And if you pass away, well, you have your $100,000 death benefit, but then with the rider, it'll double the death benefit should you pass away in an accident. And I'll describe in that scenario what happens there. But the idea is that some have a rider, and the others, it's already part of the policy should you die in an accident. So be careful to take a look at your policies or ask your agent what type of coverage you're actually getting, because again, not all include that accidental death. Now, circling back to my first example where you applied for a policy, a standalone policy, many people get it through their benefits, through where they're employed. But there are options where you can apply for this policy type of coverage separately and have a standalone. So enough about the different types of contracts. Speaking to the accidental death benefit, as the name implies, death has to occur as a direct result of an accident. So I've had questions from agents and from even applicants themselves, and many times I refer that question to our life carriers. But this is generally speaking how it works. Now, in the extreme scenario, God forbid, you were in an automobile accident and you passed away on the scene, at that scene, and it was truly a quote unquote accident, then that rider or that policy would pay that additional benefit if it was a rider, or would pay that policy coverage if it were a standalone, again, if he passed away on the scene, if you will. Now, the other example, well, you survived the accident itself, or let's switch it up a little bit. Say you fell off the ladder at your home and you were in a coma, and you are in the hospital with that coma, but you do not pass away. In the scenario that if you do not pass away from a direct result of an accident, you fell off the ladder, but you were in a home, if you will, in a coma, and you pass away as a result of an infection, if you will, then some carriers may not pay that benefit because, again, you did not die as a direct result of falling off of the ladder in my example. So I'm using these extremes because it's important for you to check with your advisor, check with your insurance agent, and then once you do have your policy, check with your carrier. And we don't count on passing away, obviously, but that's the peace of mind that we'd like to have for the benefit of the beneficiary, of our children, our family. So if you have any additional questions about this, feel free to call or contact your agent if you have an existing policy or interested in getting new coverage. And again, the two options, a life insurance policy with the rider or the standalone accidental death policy that we offer here at Empower Brokerage. Thanks for listening in. If you have any questions, give us a call at 888-539-1633.